The royal council meeting was halfway through when King Adewale first saw her, not in person, not in the palace courtyard, but on his nephew's phone screen. He was supposed to be discussing a land dispute between two neighboring villages, but his attention was gone, completely gone, because right there on the tiny screen was a young woman dancing like she was born with drums in her soul. Her username at Amara Moves. Her caption, just vibing before NEPA takes light again. The king leaned forward. Who is that? His nephew, Prince Femi, looked confused. Oh, that's one of those TikTok girls. She's trending right now. Her dance challenge went viral across Nigeria. Viral? The king asked, raising one royal eyebrow. Like malaria? The room went quiet. The elders exchanged glances. Nobody wanted to laugh, but Femi couldn't help it. No, Your Majesty. Viral means millions of people are watching her videos on the internet. The king Adewale nodded slowly, eyes still fixed on the screen. Millions? He blinked. And she's not a musician, not an actress. Just dancing. Yes, sir. She's just a regular girl from, he tapped, Enugu. But she's everywhere. Even CNN Nigeria posted about her last week. The king leaned back on his golden chair, his deep voice thoughtful. So one woman, just dancing on phone, can make the whole kingdom watch her? Yes, sir. The king rubbed his chin, a smile spreading. Interesting. Very interesting. That night, King Adewale couldn't sleep. The drums of her dance echoed in his mind. He replayed the clip not once, not twice, but over and over again until the palace guards could hear the faint rhythm from his chambers. At first, he tried to convince himself it was curiosity, maybe admiration, but no, this was something else. Love, he muttered. No, kings don't fall in love with dancers on the internet. But the more he said it, the less he believed it. By the next morning, everyone in the palace knew something was off. The king, usually strict and firm, was now humming songs during breakfast. The queen mother noticed first. My son, she said over pounded yam and egusi, you are smiling like somebody who just saw a miracle. The king chuckled. Maybe I did, mama. Maybe I did. The old woman eyed him. Is it a woman? Why would you say that? Because I know you. Anytime a woman enters your heart, your brain starts doing jumping jack. He sighed. It's complicated. That is how trouble starts. Anytime a man says it's complicated, speak before the gods start gossiping. He hesitated, then whispered, Mama, she's not from any royal family. She's not even a politician's daughter. She's just someone I saw online. Online? As in the internet. You saw a woman in your phone and now your body is vibrating. You won't understand. Try me. He swallowed. She's a dancer. A TikTok dancer. The queen mother blinked twice, then burst out laughing. Ha ha ha! TikTok! My son, are you okay? You, the great King Adewale of Ife, Jaye Kingdom, are falling in love with a girl that is dancing for camera? It's not just dance, Mama. It's art. There's something powerful about her movement. Like she's calling my spirit. Calling your spirit or calling your wallet, she snapped. Meanwhile, in a small one-room apartment in Enugu, Amara, the dancer in question, was struggling to fix her ring light. The thing had fallen again during the TikTok livestream, making her viewers type, this girl will break everything before she blow. She laughed it off. Her energy was infectious, the kind that could make even a grumpy man smile. But deep down, she was tired. The fame was growing, but the money? Not really. She still had to borrow data from her neighbor and eat garri without sugar. Her dream was simple, to one day perform on a real stage, maybe in Lagos, maybe even outside Nigeria. But she never imagined her dance would reach a king's eyes. Back in the palace, King Adewale summoned his chief of staff. I want to invite someone to the palace, he said. The chief bowed. Yes, Your Majesty. A governor? A foreign ambassador? No, a woman. The chief nodded cautiously. Which woman? The king hesitated. Her name is at Amara Moves. The chief frowned. That sounds like a car spare part, sir. The king glared. It's a TikTok name. The chief scratched his head. Your Majesty, forgive me, but are we now using TikTok to select royal guests? Just find her, the king said firmly, and bring her here, but don't tell anyone why. By the next week, every corner of social media was buzzing. Hashtag royal invitation, hashtag TikTok queen in palace had millions of views. Amara couldn't believe it. The palace actually sent her an official letter, sealed and signed, inviting her to perform for the king's upcoming cultural gala. At first, she thought it was a prank. "I beg, make nobody use me for content," she told her friends. But when she saw the real royal crest on the envelope, her jaw dropped. Her best friend, Chika, screamed, "Girl, you're going to perform for a real king. Do you know what that means? You better not go there and embarrass us, so don't go and do your frog jump dance in front of elders." Amara laughed nervously. "I'll just be myself." "That's the problem," Chika said, half joking. "Yourself is too unpredictable." 3 days later, the royal courtyard was packed. Traditional drummers, media cameras, even foreign guests were there. The king sat on his golden throne, wearing his white agbada and beaded crown, but his eyes were scanning the crowd like a hunter waiting for his prey. Then she walked in. No crown, no jewelry, just a simple Ankara gown and confidence that could melt marble. Her eyes met the king's, just for a second, and something shifted. Even the wind seemed to pause. "Ladies and gentlemen," the royal announcer shouted, "welcome, the viral sensation, Amara moves." The drums started, the flutes joined, and Amara danced, not for likes, not for fame, but with a freedom that made even the elders' head move. The king's heart was gone, completely gone. He forgot his title, his status, his counsel, everything. In that moment, he was just a man watching a woman that made the world make sense again. When the music stopped, everyone clapped, but the king didn't move. His eyes were moist. And quietly, he whispered to himself, "By the gods, I think I'm finished." If you're still listening to this story, my friend, don't lie, you are hooked already. Better hit that subscribe button before you continue. After Amara's performance, the palace could not stay calm. The crowd cheered like never before. Even the old chiefs, who normally sat like carved statues during ceremonies, were tapping their walking sticks in rhythm. But the only person who looked like he had lost his mind, in a good way, was King Adewale. The king stood up. "That was divine," he said softly. Amara caught sip, smiling nervously. "Thank you, Your Majesty." "Where did you learn to dance like that?" he asked, his voice carrying through the courtyard. She chuckled lightly. "From life itself, sir." The crowd laughed, thinking it was a joke, but the king didn't. He just stared, almost like he wanted to memorize every move she made, every word she said. Later that night, after everyone had gone, he sat alone in his royal chamber, replaying the moment in his mind, her laughter, her energy, the sparkle in her eyes. The problem was, kings don't get to feel things like that. Not publicly, not for ordinary people. The next morning, the royal council summoned an emergency meeting. "Your Majesty," began Chief Kolade, the eldest among them, "we have a small concern." "Concern? About what?" the king asked, sipping his palm wine. Chief Kolade cleared his throat. "About the dancer, the TikTok one." The king smiled. "What about her?" "Well," another chief added, "rumors are spreading on social media. They say you were enchanted by her dance. Some are calling her the witch who danced her way into the palace." The king frowned. "People will always talk." "Yes, Your Majesty," said the chief, "but people's talk can shake a throne, no." The queen mother, who had been quiet all the while, finally spoke. "My son, please listen to them. The internet is not a market you can control. Today, they love her. Tomorrow, they will say she used juju on you." The king chuckled. "Maybe love itself is juju, mama." The room went silent. Chief Kolade dropped his staff of office. "Your Majesty, with all due respect, don't say that kind of thing in front of the gods, oh." The king stood. "Enough. Nobody bewitched me. I am a man, not a robot. I saw a woman who made me feel something pure. Is that now a crime?" The queen mother sighed. "Not a crime, my son, but it can be a scandal." Meanwhile, Amara was back in Enugu, overwhelmed by the attention. Her follower count had tripled overnight. Brands were calling, bloggers were writing about her. Some called her Nigeria's Cinderella. Others said, "She's dating the king." She laughed at first, though. "Me? Date who? A whole king? I beg." But then she started noticing something strange. Every time she posted a video, someone from the palace account liked it within minutes. She called her friend, Chika. "This is getting weird. What if he's actually watching me?" Shika giggled. Girl, if a king is watching you, don't stop dancing. Increase the volume. Amara threw a pillow at her. Be serious. I'm serious, Jare. Just make sure you dance with clothes this time. Don't go and show shoulder when a royal family is watching. Amara rolled her eyes but couldn't help smiling. You are no helping. And then one evening, as Amara was returning from rehearsal, a black SUV stopped by her street. A man in a dark suit stepped out. Miss Amara Naji. Yes? I am from the royal household. His Majesty requests your presence at the palace, privately. Her heart skipped. Again? Yes, ma'am. He said it's urgent. Back in the palace, King Adewale had been pasting his study. He didn't even wear his crown, just a simple native attire. When she entered, he froze like he'd seen a spirit. Your Majesty, she greeted softly. Please, call me Adewale when we are alone. She blinked. But that, he raised his hand gently. Just this once. There was silence. Only the sound of the evening breeze and distant drums. Amara, I don't know what spell you cast during that dance, but I haven't been able to think straight since that day. She looked shocked. Your Majesty, I didn't cast any spell. He laughed. I know. It's just strange. I've met queens, princesses, politicians' daughters, but none of them moved my soul the way you did. She blushed, looking at the marble floor. I'm just a dancer. He smiled sadly. You don't understand. The throne is a cage sometimes. You made me forget the cage. She looked up, meeting his eyes. There was something real there. Not royal, not powerful, just human. Your Majesty, people are already talking. She said softly. Let them talk. He replied, when did love start asking for permission? By the next morning, the palace was chaos. Every newspaper headline screamed, King Adewale's secret meeting with TikTok star, royal romance or royal scandal. The council was furious. The Queen Mother was pacing her chamber praying out loud. Chief Kolade was almost crying. Your Majesty, this thing has gone viral. CNN Africa just reported it. The king shrugged. Good. Maybe they'll finally report something interesting. Sir, this is not funny. The chief shouted, what is disgraceful about love? Or is it because she's not from a royal family? Because she dances? Tell me, if she were a princess from another land, would you still complain? No one answered. Then, I have decided, he continued firmly. I will see her again, publicly this time. The Queen Mother gasped. Ah, Adewale, do you want to destroy the legacy of your forefathers? He turned to her gently. Mama, our forefathers didn't have TikTok. That night, social media went completely mad. Memes, dance videos, and romantic edits flooded everywhere. But not everyone was happy. It was messy. But the king didn't care. Because that same night, he called Amara again, not to dance this time, but to talk. Amara, the whole country is against this. If you want me to stop, say the word. She paused. Do you want to stop? He sighed. No. Then we won't. By the next week, Amara was back in the palace. This time, not as a performer, but as a guest of the king. The guards bowed when she passed. The maids whispered. The chiefs watched from a distance. And deep in the palace, in a golden garden lit by moonlight, two hearts from two different worlds began to fall for each other. Wait first though. If you are still following this story, my guy, you are enjoying it too much to pretend. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button now before we move to part 3, because from here, the love will turn into war and tears go enter the matter.